Good evening, and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm a retired sportsman who's famous for sporting over 20 years ago. I didn't feel like opening up my own used car lot, so here I am.
And I once saw a famous sports player at a gas station in Sheboygan. I only got this job because my uncle owns the station.
Tonight, your favorite sports team has sure been sporting a lot, but they haven't been sporting quite as well as they sported 15 years ago when that one guy helped them earn all those shiny trophies.
But they sure do look good in those sports clothes.
Anyway, because you're watching this program, while we could tell you more, you probably already know your sports team's sports unit score as opposed to the sports team's sports unit score of the other opposing sports team.
Tune back in 5 minutes and we'll tell you the same story again. In other sports news, some obscure foreign sports players played an obscure sport you don't care anything about.
Here's a highlight.
The World Championship sporting event for this will be hosted in some city I can't spell or find on a map on next Wednesday at 2 a.m. local time. Nobody outside of their country will be attending, nor do you care. We just needed a story to separate these other two.
I think I'd rather watch that 2-hour Life Alert infomercial again. I love the predictability. They keep falling down.
And they can't get up.
In other news, some sports celebrity that you don't care about was arrested by the sports police after cheating in a family game of Scrabble.
Sources say that his daughter had to pull out not only an official Scrabble notebook, but the Oxford English Dictionary to prove that YOLO is indeed a real word.
The unimportant celebrity who should have no impact whatsoever on your daily life will be fined $10,000 by the sports police and will be forced to attend rehab after his 17-hour press conference tomorrow night.
I'll be too on edge to sleep for the next 36 hours waiting to see how the story develops.
And now for a word from Near the Sports, where our sports intern will be interviewing a person who sports.
Plucky young intern here with some guy who sports or something.
Hello, my name is Blah Blah Blogston. I come from Bloggyland. It's so great to do sporting in your country. Much better than mining coffee in mine.
Whatever. Nobody really cares about your foreign mumbo jumbo. We just want to know that you sport well.
Well, we sported very hard. And so did the others. Now that it's all behind us, we must try again next year and just forget it all. But I would like to thank a generic deity. You know, Javon, don't get me into it. I'd also like to thank my lamp. I love lamp.
I guess that's all we're going to get from this weirdo. Really glad I took those 2 weekend courses to become a journalist to put up with this crap instead of being a waitress. Back to you, retired sports guy.
Thanks, girl who was hired just to look good on camera.
In other news, somewhere in middle America, some high school sports kid is being looked at by sports people to sport after graduation.
Now, will he be able to graduate in time to sports for the next sports frame?
That doesn't matter, he can just drop out and sport anyway. They only need him to sport long enough to until they find a new sports player to replace him.
I'll certainly look forward to watching him sport this upcoming season. Hopefully he sports well enough that we can all keep our redundant jobs and we can sell overcharged merchandise with his face on it.
I can't wait to max out another credit card buying his stuff to replace all the stuff I just purchased of another sports player.
Also in sports news, your favorite sporting team has sure been sporting a lot, but they haven't been sporting as well as they sported 15 years ago when that one guy brought them all those shiny trophies.
But they sure do look good in those sports clothes.
Anyway, because you're watching this program, while we could tell you more, you probably already know your sports team's sports unit score as opposed to the sports team's sports unit score of the other opposing sports team.
Tune back in 5 minutes and we'll tell you the same story again.
College is really hard most of the time. I never have time to get everything done. But luckily, there's the hypodermic needle. You'll never see me without it. With the hypodermic needle, I can get anything done.
Hi, I'm Joe Nobody. I might live right down the block from you. You know, I work this boring, dull 9-to-5 job every day. And when I go home to relax with my wife and 2.5 kids, I like to grab a hypodermic needle.
Hi, I am rich and famous. I don't need sex, drugs, or rock and roll. I only party with hypodermic needle. Whenever I'm at a fancy restaurant or an elitist party, it's the only thing for me and my friends in the VIP room.
final story. Sports will continue to sport tomorrow and the day after that, but we will be here to tell you how sporty it was.
Won't it be swell?
Sure will.
Well, that's it for tonight's sports news. We'll see you tomorrow night. Same sports time, same sports channel, same sports stories, same sports highlights, same hairstyles, same wardrobe collection. I've been a pretty middle-aged woman for you to look at.
And I've been an older man in a fancy shirt.
Go local sports team!
Yay! Also in sports news, your favorite sporting team has sure been sporting a lot, but they haven't been sporting as well as they sported 15 years ago when that one guy brought them all those shiny trophies.
But they sure do look good in those sports clothes.